Well, there it is. I've tried this video twice and the camera was glitching all stupid. Well, I wasn't going to make a video and then I thought about it. Been seeing a couple of posts about this whole situation. I guess Sony decided, PlayStation people, Sony that make the PlayStation, decided they're no, by, I think it's by 28 or 2027, whenever it was, decided that they're no longer going to make their game systems, their PSs, whatever numbers. They've been going by numbers. I think they're up to number 5 now. Talking about maybe coming out with 6, but they're going to stop making them with disc. Disc trays on the unit and stop offering disc. Well, I guess I won't be buying a new modern game system. You know, it's a shame that you're going to force people to pay for a software they basically won't own a game. They'll have to buy it through the internet. Buy a game through your system, through the software. That's ridiculous. You know, there's just sometimes some people don't want change, and I see where a lot of people is talking about boycotting, not buying no more new systems. I don't blame them one bit. I don't know what happened to you, Sony. Used to be, I mean, you were the best in the sound equipment, best in everything, and you just let all of it roll downhill. I can remember I had several Sony stereos. My last big DJ system prior to getting this current one that I have now with Technical Pro was a Sony system. I had an old Sony, I think a 2000 Sony Shake, and I wasn't gonna buy another Shake, but y'all weren't cheap. You know, I was gonna buy a used one that was used, but you can't even find them out there on the market, and the ones that are out there ain't worth crap. So I went with Technical Pro, and I'm thankful I did because it turned out to be a better unit. Had a CD player. I mean, I bought that particular receiver and stereo system that I bought because it does have a CD player. You know, sometimes people don't want change. If you got a good thing, you should leave it alone. You know, y'all had a good run and now you're losing everybody. Maybe you should have been paying attention and talking to your customers instead of just coming up with this idea or forcing it on them. Because I don't want to pay for software or have to buy a game through the internet and not really own the game. The game's got to be on the system. Or, you know, having to pay a monthly service to get these different games. I don't want to do that. There's enough. No, we got enough of this streaming service crap. Between music, which I don't like. I don't even use a streaming service except for Pandora, and that's only if I'm walking around with my phone. And that's only because it's free. You know, but otherwise, if I got the stereo on, I pull the CDs out, put a CD in there, or turn the regular radio station on. I mean, it's just ridiculous. You know who your customers are before you do something like this. You know, I have an older laptop, a Sony laptop. I went and bought an older Sony laptop because I liked the way they were made. You know, y'all used to be the top. Everybody that wanted a laptop when the Sonys came out wanted a Sony laptop because of what they were. You know, companies are getting too far cheap and not giving the customers what they want. Well, I guess y'all got to learn the hard way like a lot of other people have and back this up and realize that we're not buying no new PlayStations. I think a lot of people out there won't. You know, I mean, it's bad enough that games back in the day, I can remember them running from like $20 all the way up to like 60, 70 bucks if it was a multi-disc game. You had 3 or 4 discs, then yeah, you paid more for it, and stuff like that. I mean, it's just crazy. And now you want people to spend that kind of money for something they can't even own and get their hands on. It's going to be on a computer chip, if the systems even work, because those things with those computer chips sometimes are glitchy. You know, I mean, we go through that process with phones. We see other things that are glitchy. All I can say is listen to your customers, and I hope you don't go out of business over this when people don't buy your stuff. Hopefully y'all can do better. All right, have a good one.